Hi everyone, it's Brett here with the Heirloom Thread. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 tips that I learned from living in 300 square foot studio apartments. So over the last 10 years, I have lived in 12 different spaces. Two of these are 300 square foot studio apartments, and they were located in the same building, same floor plan, and everything, yet very different. The first one was pre-furnished. I didn't pick anything. I just moved in and I have some pictures to show you. The second one, unfurnished. I got to design and buy everything from scratch. And I learned some tips in the process. My first tip is to measure everything when buying. This is incredibly important for a small space. If you have a large space, it's much more forgiving. If you have only 300 square feet to work with, every one of those feet, every inch is going to matter. Now, when I was doing this, I didn't have necessarily measurements of the room, so I was a little crazy, but I came up with this idea where if you look at a picture, doors are standardized. You can find the measurements online. How many doors wide is this space? And that'll give you an estimate to try to figure out how big it is. If you're trying to do this like before you move in, you just have photos, that's the trick to figure it out. Tip number 2, buy slowly and buy as needed. I know it's tempting when you first move in to go to IKEA, go to wherever, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, wherever, and buy all the stuff at once. That is probably not the right way to go about it for a studio apartment where you don't have room for a lot of stuff and you don't want to have a bunch of things you don't need or they don't work in your space. So definitely live in the space, and if you need it later on as you go, then buy it. Tip number 3, this is a fun one for me. Decorative boxes. So with little things in a studio apartment, little things are clutter. You put it in a box, okay, it's one thing. Now, for me, I didn't have a pantry to store all of my cooking staples. For example, my cans of beans, canned tomatoes, anything like that. So I bought decorative boxes. I put all of my beans in that. It went from being basically pantry to being something that, could be home decor. You never would know. And I still have all of those boxes to this day. Tip number 4, when you're buying a bed, make sure it has enough room under it where you can put stuff and use it for storage. IKEA has really nice under the bed. They're like a white fabric-y type of thing that's structured that has handles on it. You can pull it right out. That I use to put all of my bed linens, all of my towels, and it's a really easy way to stay organized and to utilize all of that space under the bed without necessarily needing to buy the one with drawers built into it. Tip number 5 is to use mirrors. I only had 2 mirrors in this studio apartment. Not a lot of mirrors, but they added so much light and they really expanded the room. And another thing that I like about the mirrors is if you have artwork, let's say on this wall, you have a mirror on this wall, you can see the artwork whether you're looking this way or whether you're looking that way. So you need less artwork. Tip number 6 is, okay, you have a studio apartment, you have a small space, 300 square feet. Okay, this is not just a bedroom. This is a bedroom, it's a kitchen, it's a lounge area, It's a dining area, it might be a workspace. You have to think of this space, it's small, think of this space though as different use areas. So in a 300 square foot area in my apartment, I had a kitchen. It was just a burner and a mini fridge, but I cooked almost every one of my meals from scratch on that little kitchen. I had a nice chair. It's not going to be a big living space, small space, but even one chair, that's enough. So really plan by use spaces. Write down all of your uses and think about it. This 5 foot by 5 foot area, this is going to be my living room. This 5 foot by 5 foot area, this is my workspace. Tip 7, multiple uses. Everything has multiple uses in a studio apartment. For example, next to my chair as a side table, I use the stool from the kitchen that I used to sit on. Just pull it over, you can set your coffee, you can set your drink on that and watch TV or whatever, your tea, coffee, whatever, set it on that, you're good. Nightstand. It can't just be a nightstand. It needs to be something else. What about that space underneath it? Bookshelf. Bookshelf nightstand. Tip number 8, no visually bulky furniture. This is really clear in between the two places I live. They're both studio apartments, same building, same size. The first one I lived in actually had less furniture than the second one. However, it felt much smaller. What's the difference? In the first one, the furniture is really dark colored. Everything is dark. The second one, I used white furniture primarily, and it really blended it right into the walls, and it took up no space visually. It disappeared. But in the second one, I had a queen size bed, I had a pretty large dresser, I had a TV area, a desk area, eating area, and a sitting area. Tip number 9 is light. In a small space, in 300 square feet studio apartment, you need light, and you need different sources of light. So the first one is let the light in those windows. The first place I lived in, it had a really bad view. It had almost no light, but it had privacy film on the windows to still let that come in. Secondly, with light is to have different sources. So don't just use a light on the ceiling in the middle of the studio. That will make it feel, if there's just one light, that'll make your place feel like one room. If you have a light source for each different area of it, for example, my workspace has a light, my living space has a light, there's a light by the bed. That, in your mind, it'll make it seem that you have even more areas based on having a light source per area instead of just one per the whole space. Finally, tip number 10 is a quote from William Morris. William Morris was a designer, a poet, an artist in the late 1800s who was very influential in the arts and crafts movement. The arts and crafts movement was in response to industrialization, and it sought to find inspiration in nature and return to high quality workmanship. Here's the tip. Have nothing in your houses that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. Have nothing in your households that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful. In a studio apartment, every item you have in there should be useful, and it should also be beautiful. So there we have it. Those are my top 10 small space tips based on my experience living in 300 square foot studio apartments. Please let me know in the comments below which tip you found to be the most helpful. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more updates. Thank you for watching.